weighted side lunge. So there's two ways you can do this. You can do three actually different ways, but the two ways that I'm gonna talk about today are your goblet hold and your single racked hold. I'm gonna start with the single rack because that's typically what we're gonna be doing. Why do we do single rack? Because when we rack our weight up into our rack position and then we step out, what we're doing is we're creating unilateral work here. So we're gonna be working through the entire abdomen all the way from the racked side to the opposite hip to create stability through the core. Whereas when we're goblet, that's gonna be a little bit easier because now your body is able to stabilize because the weight is in the middle line of your body, right? So just thinking about that in that sense. Now there's different ways that you can do this to make this easier, more advanced, and I'm gonna show you what that looks like. So you're going to clean your bell up into a rack position. Proper pickup, right? Elbows glued to the rib cage. Ladies, thumbs onto the outside of your collarbone. Gents, you can come a little bit closer in if you're going heavy, okay? Now, the way that I like to do this, because I find it's easier on my brain and my body, is I like to step out with the same weighted side. And you're gonna sit down, nice wide stance, toes are both facing forward. You're gonna sit back into the heel of that weighted leg. Okay, so you might need to find a different stance, sit out a little bit, push back to the heel, and then you're gonna push up, come up to a full standing position. Make sure you big squeeze of glutes at the top, okay? So step back out nice and wide, sit down into it, tailbone reaches back, chest stays proud. So you're not dipping your nipples to the floor, chest stays proud, core stays active, come back up. Now to make this harder, because now we're gonna go in opposite sides, we're gonna rack and work the opposite side, all right? So get yourself set up, same thing, rack it up. I'm gonna change sides just so that my lats are gonna be active on the same side, or on both sides, sorry. You're gonna clean up, and you're gonna go stepping out opposite. Now try to keep your shoulders square as you come back and push back through. So what this is doing now is it's making it so my right leg is working, my left side, my left oblique, lat, and really the entire shoulder girdle are working to hold stability, while my right leg has to do the work. Now both sides of my brain have to do the work together, and my core really has to stabilize all the way across instead of just sitting down to the one side, all right? So that's how you're gonna go either way with your rack. Now, you can sit down. If the rack position A is not prescribed for you today, and you're supposed to be just doing a goblet side lunge, that's what you're gonna be doing, or if you're trying to do the single rack and you're like, yeah, that's just not working for me today for whatever reason, whether that's tension, there's T-spine, the lack of strength, or there's muscle fatigue going on today, or maybe your legs are just burned out, okay? Then you're gonna do a goblet hold, so goblet clean, bell between your feet, hip drive, bring it up, and you're gonna do the exact same movement. So we're gonna step out to the side, sit your bum way back like you're trying to reach for the wall behind you, okay? Notice that my toes stay pointed forward. When I'm ready, I'm gonna exhale, come back up, big squeeze of the quads, so pull up on the kneecaps, squeeze to the butt cheeks. Inhale, come down, exhale, come up, and engage, all right? Now remember, goblet position, bells never resting on your chest. You are floating up the chest, elbows are pushed down, lats are fired on, and your chest is nice and proud. That is your weighted side lunge, my friends. I hope that makes sense. You know, as always, reach out if you have any questions, but let's make those legs nice and strong.